First-time cruisers often wonder if the water on cruise ships is safe to drink. Where does the water come from? How does the crew make sure that it is clean? And is it true that cruise ships recycle the toilet water? Ew! We'll answer all your cruise ship water questions up next. Well, I'm going to start by dispelling that rumor I just mentioned. No! Cruise ships do not recycle the toilet water.
Hey.
Black water, as it's called, is strictly monitored and kept separate from the drinking water on the ship. There is absolutely no crossover with the pipes. The black water is filtered and cleaned, but then it is discharged into the ocean. It is not put into the ship's supply of drinking water. Okay, with that disturbing thought out of the way, how do cruise ships get a supply of safe, clean water for their passengers? After all, the average US household uses 300 gallons of water per day. Cruise ships are trending ever bigger and often carry over 8,000 people. That means a cruise ship needs enough water to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool every day. Modern cruise ships use two different types of filtration systems. Flash evaporators utilize heat to turn seawater into vapor, separating the salt from the water. First, seawater is pumped through pipes and heated between 158 to 176 degrees Fahrenheit. This hot water is then put into a tank under vacuum pressure. The pressure causes the water to begin flashing off, or turning into vapor. The water molecules become a fine mist, and the solids, like salt and other contaminants, are left behind. A demister collects the water droplets. Any water that remains in this first tank is called brine. It goes into a second flash tank, and the process is repeated. There may be a third or fourth tank, depending on the size of the system. After the final tank, the water is tested with a salinometer to measure the salt content. If the water has more than 10 parts per million saline, it is dumped overboard. Flash evaporators can process around 6,000 gallons of water per hour. They are quite efficient because ship designers position the systems close to the engine compartments. This way, the excess heat from the engines helps to warm the water during the initial stages. You've probably heard of the other type of water filtration system used by cruise ships: reverse osmosis. This is the same technology that many people have in their own homes, just on a bigger scale. A much bigger scale. A reverse osmosis system is smaller than a flash evaporator and doesn't use heat. Instead, salt water is pushed through a series of increasingly finer filters. The final stage utilizes microscopic membranes to remove particles as small as 0.04 microns. That's small. A reverse osmosis system can produce about 3,500 gallons of water per hour. This is less than a flash evaporator, but as they take up less room, there may be more reverse osmosis systems on the cruise ship. Once the seawater has been filtered and desalinated, either through a flash evaporator or through reverse osmosis, there is one final stage before the water is drinkable. It is treated with mineralizers for taste, carbon dioxide to control the pH level, and chlorinated for disinfection. After all of that, the water is tested to be sure it meets US pH standards. Most cruise lines try to maintain water with test results even better than required. Depending on the size of the cruise ship, there may be multiple flash evaporators and reverse osmosis systems on board. But despite a huge capacity for making potable water, sometimes there just isn't enough to go around. Why? Well, the desalination systems can't be operated too close to shore, because the filters may be blocked by pollution and sediment that can be found near the coast. Usually, ships must be at least 4 miles away or in water 165 feet deep to use their desalination system. Local regulations may require the ships are even further out to sea. So, cruise ships look for other sources of water. The process of pumping water on board from an external source, either a water tanker or at a terminal, is called bunkering. This is the same term used when referring to pumping fuel on board. In the case of water, there are strict regulations that must be followed to ensure that the water is up to US pH standards. It is stored in separate tanks and not added to the potable water supply until all the tests are complete, which can take 18 to 24 hours. Often, shore water is not used for human consumption, but instead supplements what is needed for other ship functions, like laundry, for high-pressure washing, for various machinery throughout the ship, in the firefighting sprinkler systems, and as ballast to keep the ship stable. Some first-time cruisers wonder, where is the best place to get water on the cruise ship? The truth is, it's all the same. The water in the galley, that's the kitchen for you landlubbers, comes from the same tanks as the water that runs from your bathroom sink. And as we just discussed, those tanks contain some of the most purified water you'll find anywhere on Earth. Each point in the chain of filtration is tested regularly, and strict records are maintained to show that the water meets USPH guidelines. Furthermore, consider the pipes that the water is running through. Back on land, water pipes in your house may be 30, 40, even 50 years old. Some municipalities still have lead pipes within their water systems. But a cruise ship water pipes will be as new as the cruise ship. And most cruise ships sailing today are well under 20 years old. Now, one point I will concede is that the water you get at designated water dispensers tastes slightly better. This is because some cruise ships install an extra carbon filter on the dispensers themselves. The filter removes chlorine and reduces the wear and tear on the machines. This can result in a slightly different, and most people agree better, taste to the water. So if that makes a difference to you, by all means, feel justified to refill your water bottle at a drink station rather than using your bathroom tap. I hope this video puts your mind at ease when it comes to drinking water on a cruise ship. Do you bring your own refillable water bottle when you cruise? We always take one for water and one for hot tea. And recently, we've added another accessory to our hydration tools: reusable, collapsible straws. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you want answers to more frequently asked questions for first-time cruisers, check out this playlist. We talk about how fast a cruise ship can go, what to wear on your cruise, and lots more. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you have a cruising question you'd like to know the answer to, leave a comment below. Until next time, adventure awaits.